Hello there, my name is Igor, and I'm excited to tell you about my hackathon submission project called Thetaform. In exact terms, Thetaform is a Terraform provider for Theta EdgeCloud. Now, what do both of these things mean? Let's start with Theta EdgeCloud. Theta EdgeCloud is the decentralized network of edge computing nodes. It allows for distributed processing power, storage, and bandwidth, enabling efficient data handling and application hosting close to the end users. And now Terraform. Terraform is an open source infrastructure as a code, or IAC, software tool created by HashiCorp. It allows you to define and provide data center infrastructure using a high-level configuration language and manage that infrastructure over its lifecycle with automated workflows. Thetaform marries these two worlds and lets you manage your infrastructure like a pro. You can bring standard DevOps enterprise best practices to the Theta distributed compute network. To my knowledge, this is the first time infrastructure as a code has been applied to a blockchain project. It's a groundbreaking integration that brings the benefits of IAC to the blockchain space. We have simple Terraform script, which will fetch organizations and projects attached to my account. If we run Terraform apply, we can see that we can get a default organization and a default project, which is what you get when you create a fresh account. Terraform apply will create two output variables, and the same way they were created, we can run Terraform destroy to destroy the environment. In this case, there's no resources other than output variables, which will be destroyed. Just one side note, in order to be able to run this on your machine, and I had to do the same thing while developing, I had to insert or this dev override in my Terraform RC on my machine. So Terraform actually knows that it needs to search for my plugin at this path. Okay, so let's proceed with a more complex example. In this case, we're gonna perform deployment of a template. So we'll create a fresh deployment template which defines a Docker image which will be used in actual deployment later on. As you can see, we can define a Docker image path from which it's gonna be pulled, and we can define all of the parameters for our deployment in a resource called Theta deployment template. You can see we don't have any resources created, and after we run Terraform apply, there is one deployment template ready to be deployed. Now, if we run Terraform apply again, it's going to say no changes because they detected no changes. And if we change the port, for instance, to be 8000, it's going to show us that it's planning to change this. And now the change is finished. And if we reopen the whole thing from the UI, we can see that the port actually changed. And in a similar way, we can destroy the infrastructure with Terraform destroy. Now let's proceed to the next thing. Let's actually create a template and do the deployment. In this case, it's going to be Gemma 2, large language model, which we'll try to deploy on Theta Cloud. So now we can interlink these two. So one of these resources is going to be a deployment template, and then the deployment resource is going to reference that. Again, one of the standard practices. When we run Terraform apply on this, Terraform will be smart enough to know that it needs to create a template first and then create a deployment afterwards, because it depends on it. And as we can see, deployment is there and it's being booted up. In a similar fashion, the same way we deployed a large language model, we can deploy a notebook instance for training some neural network models. The only thing that needs to change is the actual Docker image path. So after we change that and expose a proper port, we can run Terraform apply, and in the output of the console, we will have an actual deployment link which we can visit, and our instance will be available with our notebook. I hope you had fun learning about Terraform as much as I had fun building it, and I'm really looking forward to see where this project is going to take the blend between blockchain and infrastructure as code. Thank you.